What's good, y'all? Welcome back to the channel. Double A Hef here with another dose of the Truth Scope. So, as you can see, we have again Mr. Gilbert. Although I'm not really going to be focusing on him, I'm actually going to be focusing on what Vlad is about to say. The venom that he's about to spew. I, uh, Literally, he's basically talking about our quote unquote people. So when I play the video, I want you guys to listen carefully to what he says and how he phrases it. Now he's saying that he's quoting it from a book or whatever, but again, we'll get into all that when I play the video. But ultimately, I decided to make this video because I do know that Vlad gets a lot of views from people in the quote unquote black community. So that leads me to think that people would be inclined to listen to what he says and say, "Oh, hey, yeah, no, that's cool. Let's run with that," as opposed to hearing it and thinking objectively and saying, "Yeah, nah, I heard what you said, but yeah, nah." So anyway, let me play this video. Oh, before I even do that, please like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. Help me spread the word. I'm trying to get to 300 subscribers. Let's do this.
Well, I mean, I'll say this. There's this really dope book that I read called The Outliers by Malcolm Gladwell.
I've never read the book. I've never heard of the book until I watched this interview. So if anyone has read the book and they want to add some context, you can feel free to do so in the comments below.
You know how you said the 10,000 hours? Mm-hmm. That came from that book. Okay. Right? And in the book, they basically talked about how in the late 80s, they saw a steep decline in crime. And they were trying to figure out where it came from. And they finally figured out that it was roughly about 15, 17 years after they legalized abortion. And suddenly you have all these children that were going to be born into bad situations, unwanted homes, teenage parents, people who have such a low income they couldn't afford children, and you take them out of the equation because of abortion.
Yeah. So yeah, what is so far? He basically just said that the book says, but by the way that Vlad is saying it, I can tell that he agrees with it and he's adopted that thought process as well. What he's saying is that, oh, when we allowed them to get abortions, crime went down. So this is a good thing. Look, correlation does not imply causation. That is very, very basic, but it's very, very true. Correlation does not imply causation. So just because, hey, they can have abortions now, we're gonna say, oh, and it's because, and now crime has gone down because they can have abortions now. No, there's way more variables that go into crime and why people are doing crime. Like the economy is one of them. So let me rewind it here. One of many, actually. The economy is one of many, but there's is way more nuanced than just abortions. Now, am I sitting here saying that it's totally outside of the realm of possibility that some people weren't born that probably would have been criminals? Of course, who the hell knows that? So who knows that? What I do know is that killing a baby and then trying to hang your hat on, oh well, the crime rate is low, especially when these babies aren't yours, Vlad. Vlad's a freaking Caucasian. Pretty sure Vlad is a Russian Jew. So for him to be out here speaking about basically our people and our unborn babies, saying like, oh yeah, kill them anyway because they would have been criminals, which is basically what he's saying. I'm not cool with that at all. You know what I'm saying? No, you would never go out, Vlad, and tell your Russian Jews to go and kill their babies. But when it's the quote unquote black community, oh yeah, I read this book and the blacks in the low income areas should just kill their babies.
they saw a steep decline in crime, and they were trying to figure out where it came. They basically talked about how in the late 80s, they saw a steep decline in crime, and they were trying to figure out where it came from. And they finally figured out that it was roughly about 17 years after they legalized abortion. And suddenly you have all these children that were going to be born into bad situations.
So also, as you can hear, children born into bad situations are going to be criminals, especially if they're black. Especially if they're black, and quote unquote black, I should say. And I'm sure I'm gonna get some people that's gonna say, "Oh, well, he actually never said, black." Yeah, he never said it, but if we're gonna use our brains here, we understand that the overwhelming majority of abortions are done to quote unquote black women. Overwhelming majority. So yeah, those are our babies that he's talking about. Okay.
Wanted homes, teenage parents, people who have such a low income they couldn't afford children, and you take them out of the equation because of abortion. And suddenly the overall society benefits because you don't have all these children growing up in bad condition.
No, again, am I a proponent for people having kids in bad conditions? No, not at all. If you've been on my channel and seen any of my videos, you would already know that, right? But what I'm trying to illustrate here is that, again, correlation does not imply causation. So even if we're going to take what this guy, the author of the book Outliers, has stated in that, the crime rate went down, and it just so happens that they can have abortions. So yeah, that's the end all be all. That's that. No. No, that is not how how we deduce information and then make policies off of it. All right. Well, that's a lie, because there are policies that do get created just like that, and in other ways that are even worse than this. However, that is not how we should be operating as men and leaders of our quote unquote community. If we wish to ever turn it around and actually have a community where I don't have to say quote unquote community, then it starts with things like this. Vlad, stay in your lane. All right. And whoever wrote that book, I don't know. But I guarantee you guys one thing. I am going to buy that book. I'm going to read it. I'm going to try to get all the context that I can from it. Because then again, who knows? Vlad could be paraphrasing the hell out of this shit. So maybe, but I am going to do my due diligence. I am going to order the book once we get off. Well, once I end this video. And like I said, I'm going to read it and see what the guy's talking about. But hey, look, unless he's coming with more statistics that's actually going to strengthen that argument, then I'm going to remain consistent in what I'm saying right now, which is, hey, if the crime rate went down, what else are we looking at? What else are we looking at? Huh? We're not looking at how much money people are making. We're not looking at if they're paying less in taxes, more in taxes. We're not looking at global events that's going on. We're not nothing else, right? Nothing else. So, oh Lord.
When you suddenly force people to have children, especially
okay, and stop that right there. No one's forcing anyone to have children. Okay, the only way you can force someone to have a child, the only way, well, there's two ways, because obviously there's the male way and then there's the female way. So let's start with the female. The only way you can force a female to have a child, right, is if you were to rape her, right, and then not give her the ability to get an abortion. Now, again, I'm not for abortions, but that's the only way you can force someone into it. Key word, rape. She did not consent to that sex. So by extension, she probably does not consent to that baby. That's the only way. All right, and that's the woman. For a male, someone would have to steal your sperm, give it to a woman, impregnate her with it, and then again, not even limit her from having an abortion. All she has to say is, "I don't want to have an abortion." You know, that happens all the damn time. Chicks don't want to have an abortion, and dudes are stuck, quote unquote, stuck with it, right? That's the only way you can force someone into having a child. Any other way is not forced. You have to consent. We all know how babies are made. We all know that. Even kids damn near know that. Kids know that shit. So I'm tired of hearing it, especially from people like fucking DJ Vlad telling people in my community that, oh yeah, basically, you know, you're not going to be held responsible or accountable for your actions. No, you should be held accountable and held responsible to your actions. You didn't want to put a Jimmy on, and now you're having a baby. Oh, it's not just, oh, well, now I'm forced to have it. No one forced you to fucking ski, did they? No one forced you to do that. So how the hell does it just transfer from, you know, hey, we're not going to put the moniker of force on the sexual act, but we're going to put it on the conception act and the baby growing in the fetus or growing as a fetus. Come on, no. So again, if y'all know anybody out there saying some bullshit like this dude saying, he's not for you, all right? And the majority of them aren't for you, all right? Like I said, pretty sure Vlad is a Russian Jew, all right? So we know damn well he is not for you, all right? He feeds off the goddamn energy of the community to boost himself up, all right? That's what it is. And look, am I totally mad at Vlad for that? No, actually, I'm not mad at Vlad for that at all. Because at the end of the day, hey, if our people want to continue to be used and manipulated to boost other demographics, man, then that's on us. Again, see that there? That's the responsibility and accountability that we lack. All right. Again, I don't have an issue with Vlad milking the shit out of our goddamn people because our people allow themselves to do it. I mean, to be milked. And again, in this country, you can do what you want. You can make money however the hell you want. So, oh man,
especially lower income people that can't travel 2 states over to get an abortion from California or whatever else, you're setting up just a bad situation all around with unwanted children and so forth. Listen, you have money, so you could have 10 more kids and they're fine. Mm-hmm. You know, Nick Cannon, none of his kids are going to be starving. Yeah. Like Boosie, who's a regular on my show, has like 9 kids and they're all fine. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? But for someone who's making $30,000 a year,
yeah, no, I like that's what I said. I said it depends on what circumstance you're in, you know, for this to affect you. But
yeah, I agree with that one small part, Gilbert. So Vlad, if someone's making $30,000 a year, we don't say, okay, yeah, kill the baby. No, we say, hey, you probably should upgrade your life before you try to have a baby. Because if you do, you're not gonna have the life that you want, and you're probably not gonna be able to provide the best life for that child. You're gonna have to bust your ass the rest of your goddamn life to supply for that child. Period. And you're gonna have to live with that. All right. That's how people get stronger and better, when you hold them accountable to the things that they're doing. They don't get better when you don't hold them accountable. If you have a fucking kid and a kid don't do shit, right? This motherfucker leaving the house all fucked up. His bedroom is a mess. He ain't doing no chores, ain't doing nothing. But you don't hold him accountable or responsible to any of those things. You never do it. I can guarantee you one thing. He is never going to clean his room. He's never going to fucking take out the trash. He's not going to not even have those skills instilled in him because he never had to have them. But when you hold his little ass accountable, you instill those values in him, and he gets it. And not only that, he'll grow up to be a better person, and then he can teach it on to his offspring. So again, if you're only making $30,000 a year, yeah, you probably shouldn't be having a child. So that means, you know, that little $30,000 that you haven't, that you're bringing home, you know, a portion of that needs to go to buying condoms, right? And plan Bs just in case, right? You know, so yeah, spend that money there. You don't want to spend the money on the baby, all right, then don't. But you know, go that route. But don't try to come back and be like, oh yeah, we're gonna get an abortion. You know what? Just walk right down to the clinic because you know they're like goddamn corner stores in urban areas, right? Because we all know that's where you find them at, in the urban areas, and that's for a reason, because they want to kill our goddamn babies, all right? And it's not even a secret.
Just like anything, there's a purpose on why they're trying to do it. There's always a purpose. There's always a reason. And we're the last ones to know.
Yeah, I mean, Trump is pro-life, and during his term, he managed to get a bunch of judges in the Supreme Court who, on record, said that they're for Roe versus Wade, and now it seems like they're voting against it. It seems like they had an ulterior motive. It's sad, and all the women I know are fucking furious right now.
Yeah, because they can't be hoes no more. That's it. Women that are responsible. Look, and I know there's a lot of women that's probably gonna be all up in these fucking comments, but that's cool. But I know there's a lot of women out there outraged about the whole possibility of Roe v. Wade being overturned in certain states and dropped by the federal government. But I also know women out there that it doesn't affect them. It doesn't affect them. Why? Because they're not living their life crazy like that. They're not putting themselves in positions where they need that. And they don't believe it or think it to be a quote unquote right to take a life based off of the decisions that they made. You make the decision, to get knocked up. That's when you made your fucking choice. People talk about, pro-life, pro-choice. No, fuck it. I'm pro-choice. You had the choice to not get knocked up. Again, rape cases notwithstanding, right? You had the choice to not get knocked up. You made your damn choice. Yeah, so yes, I am pro-choice. You made your choice, now you gotta live with it. All right, you had a choice to not do that, but you chose the latter. So hey, sorry, it is what it is.
Furious about this shit.
Well, a lot of women that I know up above, they're like, hey, yeah. Woo-woo. That's what I said. You're going to have some people like,
sorry, baby, I can't get it.
It's illegal. It's illegal. So
I have to have it.
I got to have it.
I know we met a month ago.
Yeah.
I know I don't know you.
It's just, it's how you feel personally.
The male birth control pill is apparently in clinical trials right now. Do you see dudes taking it?
Yeah.
You think?
Fuck yeah.
Yeah?
Fuck yeah.
This one comedian did a whole skit about it.
Yeah, so that part about the male birth control, I don't really I guess I could talk about it a little bit. So my thoughts on male birth control. Living in this day and age, the quote unquote super liberals should be all for it, right? But what that would do is it'll take away some power from the women. And I'm curious to see how they'll respond to that. Because again, women have power once you give them the baby. And I say this all the goddamn time, fellas. Look, the second you give her that baby, that seed, because that's the most valuable thing you have, you give her power. You give her power. All right. But now if men can have that birth control pill, whatever, they take it, and then, they're not going to be, I guess the sperm is going to be like duds, I guess. Again, I don't know too much about it, but I'm assuming that's how it has to be, or that's how it's going to work out. So then the men have the power, because then at the end of the day, the men could, hey, I'm going to get mines, and you're not going to get nothing. So I'm very curious to see how the women are going to respond. I'm not actually curious. I have a good idea on how they're going to respond to it. But hey, look, this is the world that we're living in now, and fucking up is down and down is up, and chaos is fucking running amok, right? But anyway, y'all, that's about it. Please like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Please be on the lookout for some new videos I got coming out pretty soon. And then also, again, I'm still in the works in shooting this short film. So yeah, be on the lookout for that. And if you haven't seen the other short film that I did, it's called Addiction. It's called. Yeah, sorry, I had a brain fart. It's called Addiction. It's on this YouTube channel. So yeah, you can scroll down, check it out. It's only 5 minutes. And let me know what you think about that. Leave it in the comments below. All right, one.